So I was actually in the water longer than anybody.
Oh man, why?
Yeah. So I get my ruck out.
Okay.
I lost my other ski.
Oh,
I'm not allowed to get out of the water.
You gotta follow. Oh, it's back behind
the
you.
way.
Oh, Cameron. Sweden.
Yeah,
Welcome to Sweden.
Sweden was awesome. This was probably one of the most beautiful places we went.
All right. Okay.
We were in the Arctic Circle, the southernmost portion of the Arctic Circle, because Sweden's like half seas or like 3/4 out of it, and just the northern tip is in the Arctic Circle.
Okay.
So we went to the middle of absolutely nowhere. This vehicle is actually super cool, the BBS-10.
Wow.
It actually floats.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that thing can go in water and float and act like a boat.
Oh,
so I didn't realize that, but they kind of just dropped it off and were like, okay, you're gonna drive this in, and we're like, what? But Dean said he's driven something like it before, so I was like, you're driving. This episode here, I'm full-blown sick already.
Already, you're sick. Okay,
yeah.
because I remember way back in the day. I remember you calling me or texting back and forth. You're like, yeah, I'm not. I'm in my hotel room right now.
In this moment, I am really sick and just hiding it really well. Like I was so sick to the point where the guys didn't want to shake my hand.
Whoa.
Because that's how sick I was in the corner, and they're like he was a doctor.
Oh.
Yeah. He was a doctor on his civilian job. He was like, you're really sick. And I'm like, yeah, Eric. Yeah, there's 2 Erics. That's Eric too. He was awesome. But yeah, day one, I was super sick. So basically I did everything just extremely sick, and when the cameras were off, I like went in the corner and I like literally just was in the fetal position.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
Cameron. And that's before you went into the ice plunge.
Yeah. So the ice plunge was probably about 5 or 6 days into filming.
Oh my god.
So I was sick.
Cam.
Like it started with the skiing. Sometimes we did things out of order.
Okay.
But it hit me immediately when we did the cross country skiing. Like Ryan and I were learning to ski, and I thought I had food poisoning because I was doing sprints on the skis to the bathroom back and forth. Yeah, so I was getting good ski training, literally sprinting to the bathroom. I did his ski drill, or he called it equipment appreciation drill, to where he just made me walk through here, and I was like, I cannot take a step without falling straight to my...
And he's just gliding on top of the snow.
Yeah, if you're on skis. Yeah, he's like, he's screwed. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, every step I'm just all the way to past my knees. You're not as mobile. Like I can't cut left and cut right.
Yeah.
And I can't sprint.
Yeah.
I could run pretty fast on skis. I could ski fast. But like if I need to turn around and engage, or I need to shoot in general, I have to drop my gloves, or I have to drop my poles and pick up my weapon. Like if you're just patrolling down and there's a machine gun nest, you're dead. You are dead. There is no way. So that's why I was like, skiing is... Making fire in the Arctic is very hard.
I imagine that those two things don't seem to, they don't want to be together.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm not going to make any excuses here. Like, Dean's team won fair and square. But I will say that Dean literally had the team of all parachute rangers who have done this since they were 4 years old.
And you got a few ringers in there?
Yeah. And I looked over, and Dean was just sitting there watching. And they were just making everything. But I was making the fire. But you have to follow the procedure. Like in the Arctic, you can't skip any steps. Like you start extremely small, and then you just add small twigs, and as it grows, then you start adding bigger. It's not like you can like have a little flame and then throw a big stick on top of it. It will legit not work. And then your circle too, because you got to dig into the snow.
Yeah.
Our circle wasn't big enough, so oxygen couldn't get in there.
Oh gosh.
So yeah, that smoke was getting in my face hardcore.
I'm sure that didn't help how you were feeling.
See, you can see their circle is a lot bigger.
Yeah.
And I have Ryan. He almost broke his leg on that log.
Ryan's such a cut-up, man. He seems like he's always trying to make a joke. Always
he is.
Always cutting it up.
Yeah, Ryan was an animal, though. Like, he's never serious until, like, the mission is hitting.
He's there when he needs.
Yeah, he's there when he needs to be.
He's got the kind of wily eye.
He's a wild man.
He's a happy, but there's something like behind his eyes.
He's a psycho. He's literally a psychopath.
The ISOL plunge, Cameron.
Yeah, the ISOL. This one,
dude.
This was pretty ridiculous. It was so cold this day. It was like -30 outside Celsius.
Yeah.
So it was definitely below freezing. Like you could see the water just wanting to freeze back over. They had a guy with a stick whose job was literally just keep the water moving so it wouldn't freeze over.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dean is like, I've done this before. We called him Stonewall Dean the entire show.
No emotion.
No emotion ever. Like you
can
see,
stiff
he's
upper
like,
lip.
He's like,
Yep.
Like it was immediate pain in the water. And then also what they don't show you here is once we get our skis like that and we get everything out, we have to stay in the water. And we have to look at the instructor and we have to say permission to come out of the water. So they didn't include that. Yeah, and at this point I'm so sick and just trying to act. I'm just like, whatever.
Cameron, oh no.
Yeah, so I was actually in the water longer than anybody.
Oh man, why?
Yeah. So I get my ruck out.
Okay.
I lost my other ski.
Oh,
I'm not allowed to get out of the water.
You gotta find. Oh, it's back behind you. Oh, Cameron.
Yeah, so I had to swim all the way across. Like it took forever to pop up because it's made of wood.
Yeah, it should float.
And it's on the other side. You can see my face change from like, oh shit, to, oh my god.
It's all the way over there.
Yeah, you can see a literal, like a smiley little smirk on my face. And that's when I'm like, everything's okay. Like my body was already fighting me on everything. But I'm glad I did it, man. It was so much fun. Like looking back on it, I was like, that sucked. And I would do it again. I would absolutely do it again.
Good for you, Cam. Good for you, man.
Yeah.
So after that, man, you dry off, and are you done after that?
Well, the drying off was the hardest part.
Yeah.
Because like nothing worked. Like
right, you're all nubs. You're like
I
cold
literally
nubs.
had cerebral palsy after. Like I could not use my hands or anything. I was butt naked out in the snow.
Oh my gosh. But better than being in wet, cold clothes.
Yeah. But I was in there maybe 45 seconds longer than everybody else.
And did any part of you want to be like, maybe I should tap out? Or were you like, I'm going to go for it?
No, I'm just going to be like, we'll see what happens.
Head.
I was like, we're making TV. Like, I'm one of the hosts. Like, I can't just be like, can we stop doing this?
Yeah,
like, do you know how much logistics went into this?
Yeah, right.
To make it happen. So I just sucked it up for a long time. And there was a lot of things we did that just didn't make it on camera. Like we did frostbite training where we literally submerged our arms and our face in the snow until it was like super cold.
Dang.
And practiced warming it back up with the buddy, like doing buddy aid.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, everything I did, I was so sick. It was after the ice hole was like, I've reached my peak. I mean, it was difficult for a lot of guys, but like they didn't have any trouble on the outside. But when I got out of it, like the reason I looked like I was having such a bad time is because my body was so done. And I remember, like, I recovered, I did everything, and our director was like, okay, now you guys are going to get back on the snowmobiles and drive back to base. And I legit told him, I was like, if I get back on that snowmobile, I'm going to pass out.
Oh,
I was like, I'm going to pass out because, like, more cold wind in my face, like, I was going to pass out and fall off of it. I was like, I cannot do it. I was like, I cannot get on that snowmobile right now.
Cameron.
So the next day, that's when they were like, yeah, you're not doing too good. I had pink eye in both my eyes at one point.
Oh my God. I love this part in the show where you're in your bed and she comes. She's like, listen, we have to tell you, you cannot be in the competition anymore.
Yeah, it sucked. I wanted to be there. I wanted to be there really bad. And it's like, I didn't know what to say other than,
You know.
But
I completely get it,
Did they tell you, like, behind the scenes, are they like, listen, Cam, we've come to a decision, so we're going to kind of create this scene where she comes in and tells you?
Oh, no.
Or was it all just kind of like a part of,
It was on the fly, because, like, my condition got worse and worse and worse. Like, and after the ice hole, like, everybody would be up and around, and I'd literally be laying down with, like, my beanie over my eyes, and I would be going, like...
Oh,
like,
man.
It sucked.
Like a petri dish.
Yeah,
man.
and they pulled me out of and they put me in, and they isolated me in a hotel room.
Oh.
So they were out there for 3 nights, or 3 days, 2 nights, I think. They actually pulled me out way sooner, so I was out of commission for like 5-6 days.
Oh, man.
So it looks like they just go out for 1 day and come back.
Right.
But I'm actually out of commission for like 5-6 days at this point.
Geez.
And that's after they pulled me out.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
man.
so I was sick for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, because we were gone for 2 weeks for this. Wow. I don't know what it is, but like we had a running joke that the production company, because to be honest, this last scene is super gay. Like,
you guys are like drinking wine in a hot tub.
We're drinking beers in a hot tub with each other. It's like there was a running joke that every country, because if you notice, every single country, we always did something super homosexual.
You guys are sitting on the beach drinking Mai Tais.
Yeah, for Philippines, we were on the beach, like umbrella drinks. And then for this, we're all in the hot tub shirtless. Dean kept rubbing his chest, and I'm like, kept telling him, stop doing that.
You're making us look
I was like, you're making us look
homo.
bad, dude.
Wrong, not the demographic we weren't
I was like,
necessarily
wrong
shooting
show.
for. Yeah.
I was like, wrong show. I'm like, if they like it, cool. But yeah, every episode we did, like in Malaysia, we're all like in the beach playing, like literally sitting in the water, shirtless with each other, like talking about it. And like Ryan keeps like grabbing my foot and going, what is that? And I'm like, they're going to use this. Stop doing it. Every episode.
It's good television, man.
It's great television. I was like, that became the running joke is let's put these guys in the gayest thing possible. Yeah, but it was fun. The military is gay as hell. So.
Yeah, pretty gay. Yeah, super gay.
Super gay.